All right, guys, back with another What Sold this week, going over last week's sales as usual. Decided to actually start posting on Tuesdays instead of Mondays. The Mondays thing was just getting heavily in the way of how we run the eBay stuff. So now it's going to be on Tuesdays. It comes out over the previous week's sales. Last week did just over $5,000, sold about 150 items. As usual, going to go into the numbers quickly at the beginning and then show you guys what to sell. And before we get into the video, I wanted to shout out my wife and her cousin. They are starting a YouTube channel and a Poshmark store from scratch. So the YouTube channel is going to show their journey and what they buy and sell for this new Poshmark store. I'm sure they're going to kill it. So go give them some support if you like watching Poshmark sellers, or if you're thinking about getting a Poshmark. They'll have a ton of good info that they're learning as they go through their journey. The link for that will be in the description for both their storefront as well as their YouTube channel, and it will be a pop-up right here. And their store name is Travel Textiles. So go check them out and give them some support. A video should be going live an hour before this one's going live. So go over there and give them some love for me, guys. And with that, let's get right into these numbers. All right, so going over these numbers quickly, we ended up selling 150 items last week, Monday through Sunday, for a total sales of $5,244. That ended up being an average sale price of $34.96. Then eBay collected sales tax that was redistributed to the states of $292, minus our shipping cost of $836, and then minus our final value fees of $649. And then we promote all of our listings at 10%, sorry. Promote all of our listings at 10%, and that ended up being $413 in fees extra on top of the final value fees. And then our cost of goods is just averaged at $7.25 an item, because that's typically on average what we pay for items. So this could be a little more, this could be a little less by $100 for this last week, but an average of the cost of goods was $1,087, leaving us with a a profit of $1,965. Just a pre-warning before we get into this, I've been a little under the weather the past few days, so my throat has been a little messed up. I might cough here and there throughout this video, as well as my voice being a little shot. So speaking of shot, we're going to get right into shot. So this is Shot. If you know the brand, it's a mostly a jacket company, and they make some pretty killer jackets whenever it comes to resale value. My wife found this one for $7.57 at a thrift store down the street, and the sell-through rate was pretty bad on this. It was like 24 listed and 5 or 6 sold. But it ended up selling within a few days for the full asking price of $79.20. We had a 10% off sale running here and there throughout last week. So that's why you see over here that it was 88. But ended up selling within a few days for $79.20 plus shipping, so not a bad sale at all. I have sold the most expensive jacket I've sold by this brand was like $380 plus shipping, and that was a year and a half ago. So you can find some really killer bomber jackets and stuff that go for really good money. Next one is Thursday Boot Company. These are just a pair of loafers that I found, and they were in basically new condition, minus just a little bit of that tear there, which that was actually from the Goodwill tag that they stuck on there. So they literally smelled like they were still in the retail store. So I marked them as new with defects just because there was a small mark on part of the leather, that mark right there. And so ended up selling after a couple of months of sitting, and they sold for a best offer of $60 plus shipping. And again, it's from Goodwill, so probably costs $9.99 whenever I bought them, because that's typically what they put these shoes at. Next one is a Footdro Hydro Knit. I have never seen this Hydro Knit tab. My wife found this one as well, and usually their Hydro Light stuff does really well, so she picked this up. Ended up selling within about a month, a little longer than a month, and it sold for $62.99 plus shipping. Great sale. Honestly, sold better than the Hydro Lights, so super cool find. There really wasn't any listed or sold. It was less than 10 sold in this size. It was like 2 or 3 that might have been sold in this size, or maybe it was overall if I remember correctly, but super good sale. Not all FootJoy is good, but some of their Titleist patched ones and the Hydro stuff is really good. HOKA, One. Everyone knows this brand by now. These sold for $56.99. If you don't know this brand, really good athletic shoe brand. As you can see, these are pretty beat up here and there with just some light marks and stuff from dirt. Tread had quite a bit of wear on them, but still we sell Hokas for really good money, even with quite a bit of wear. A lot of the times I have people message me and just say they're looking for a pair of shoes that are comfortable to do yard work in. So, and they don't want to spend $160 on a new pair of Hokas and then just tear them up. So we still pick them up even with treadwear like that and stuff, and they still sell really well. So we'll keep buying them until but also a lot of the models, like a good chunk of the older models, don't sell well. So these just happen to be the Clifton 7s, which is only a couple generations back. So just make sure you're looking up your models and checking out comps on the wear and tear, but typically they do pretty well. This is actually a bulk order of 3 Charles Twites that we sold. So this brand is not typically that great, but these were 3XL Charles Twites, and they're more of a flannel material, so I knew they'd do well. I've also sold a couple of these in the past couple months, same size and flannel material. Paid $4.99 each for these at a thrift giant. I ended up picking up, I think, 5 or 6 of them, but this person, I think one of them has already sold, and then they bought 3 of the last 4. They ended up paying $60.78 plus shipping. And yeah, just a great little sale. These don't go for a ton of money, but I knew they would sell within probably 3 to 4 months. And for $5, turning them into 20 is not a bad gig at all. Next one is a set of Callaway irons. It was missing the 5 iron. Kendall found these at a Goodwill. I think she paid $1.99 per club. So 6 times 2, $12 plus sales tax. So ended up paying $12, and I listed these actually just a couple days ago, and in 48 hours they sold for $50 plus shipping, even with that 5 iron missing. Had that 5 iron been there, it probably would have been a $100 set or more, but because it was missing it, obviously it took down the value quite a bit. So golf clubs we do every once in a while. They're just hard to come by here in Dallas. There's a lot of people who like to sell them, and it's very, very hard and a competitive market to be in, at least here in Dallas. Now, in Florida and stuff, I'm sure there's tons of golf clubs and stuff to source, but here, not the case so much. CC Filson, super great brand, still super good, probably will always be good. So this one sold for $50, best offer of $50 plus shipping. Picked this up at a thrift giant, I believe for $8 or $9 a while back. I actually popped by that thrift giant while I was going to a wedding, one of my buddy's weddings. Brady, shout out to you if you're watching this. Popped in there right before the rehearsal dinner, the day before the wedding, and found a whole bunch of stuff, this being one of them. So ended up picking it up for $7 to $8, and it sold within a month or two. Yeah, within a month for $50 plus shipping. Anything Filson is good. I'm pretty sure almost everyone knows it by now. So if you don't know it, learn it, because this brand does great across the board. Next one's a newer brand to me. First time I've sold one of their blazers, and in fact the brand in general. But it's Corneliani, is I think how you pronounce it. Picked up this blazer probably at a Goodwill for, $8, $10, or maybe at another thrift store for 5 or under. But ended up listing it, and it sat for a while actually. Probably, if you know blazers, you know they sit for a while. So this probably sat for about 3 months. They're slow sellers, but the margin on them is insane. So, probably paid $5 to $10 for this. Ended up selling for $54 plus shipping. Buyer paid all in $67. And I love selling blazers now. I hate listing them, but I love selling them because the margin is just so nuts. There's actually another blazer sale, I believe, in this video that we'll get to. But yeah, blazers is new to me, still learning them, but they're doing really well so far with us in our store. Next one is a pair of Twisted X boots. These I actually bought a long time ago, but I just got around to listing them like 2 or 3 days ago. I think 3 days ago I listed these, and they sold in like 12 hours for $50 plus shipping. So I took a best offer over the weekend and just got them out because I knew they have probably held on to these for 6 months and just never, I forgot they're in this bin underneath my photo booth, and pulled the bin out and listed a bunch of shoes over the weekend and got these sold. So if you have a death pile of shoes or whatever death pile, just start listing your stuff because it's typically pretty good stuff. And we have a ton of stuff right now that we're going through and getting rid of and listing. So get through those death piles and keep listing because, again, things will sell. You just got to get them live. Here's the other blazer that we sold. It was a Jack Victor, which is a pretty good brand by itself for blazers, but it was also mixed with Loro Piana fabric. So Loro Piana usually does a lot of blazers fabrics, usually cashmere and wool and stuff. And so if you see this tag in a blazer, it typically adds some value to them. Almost every time it does. And so this one ended up selling for a best offer of $47.55. Probably could have let it sit a little while longer and sell for a higher price, but I'm still, again, new to Blazers. I don't know how much yet to charge and not charge and accept offers on and not on. So I just took it because I'm trying to move some more Blazers out so I can have more room for as I buy them here going forward. So took a best offer, $47.55 plus shipping. Great sale. Again, probably paid in between $5 and $10 for these. I never usually spend more than 10, and I usually try to aim to spend no more than 5. So yeah. Next one was another bulk order of these two Ralph Lauren 4XL tees. Buyer paid all in $52.08. Just a normal polo long sleeve, solid color. 4XL tee again does really well. And then this one was just a short sleeve polo. And so do super well. The 4XL tees bigger than that, 3XL tees bigger than that. So keep an eye out for all Ralph Lauren stuff that are large sizes because we do super well with that type of stuff. Next one is a pair of Brioni jeans. This is the first and last time I have found Brioni jeans. So Brioni in general is a really good brand, but first time finding jeans like this. They actually sat for quite a while. Yeah, sat for a really long time, 6 months, maybe 7. But they're also pretty distressed. And with Brioni, it's more of a designer brand, like a high-end like business clothing brand. And so you really can't have distressed stuff. But I remember buying these at a Goodwill, paid $7.99 for them. And even though they sat for a while, I honestly also probably listed them on the higher side. So probably should have listed them a little more comparable to the market, but ended up taking a best offer of $50 plus shipping. Super happy with that. Just a really cool pair of jeans. Like Brioni in general is typically a pretty cool brand to find. So I'll buy everything that Brioni makes. It all ends up selling at some point. It's just got to be priced right. Next one is Peter Millar. Everyone knows Peter Millar. A lot of people don't like to buy it anymore, but these Q-zips do really well for us. This is not the Summer Comfort technically on the tag, but the material that it is made out of is the exact same as the Summer Comfort models. So the spandex polyester blend, it does super well for us. This item sat for 5 to 6 months again, but again, listed it on the higher side. Probably should have started off with it being listed lower. We didn't take a best offer, just sold on the sale for $47.92. So sat for a while, had a little logo on the front, Miramont, but again, not a huge deal as long as things end up moving, especially moving into summer now. Got to get these winter items out and sold before they become a lot less valuable. Next item is a Lululemon hoodie. So I'm going to quickly go over this because I feel like I have Lulu stuff in every single sale video, but it just sells so well and it sells for such high prices that it just ends up being in these videos. But just Lululemon hoodie, no tags on this or anything, just a little logo down here. And yeah, no stitching on the collar. So I'm sure Kendall found this or someone because she's really good at picking up this stuff. But yeah, I have no clue how much we paid for this. Obviously no more than probably $10. And sold for the full ask price of $43.97 and sold within 2 weeks. Next one, another quick skipper, but Patagonia Vest, especially these chinchilla lines, do really well. I think we mailed out 3 of them this past week, but I only put this one in here. So $43.99 is what it sold for plus shipping. Just a quick sale within 2 weeks again. Patagonia Vest, the fleece stuff, all doing super well as usual, even with the spot. So don't leave Patagonia, even though a lot of this stuff is not good. Just make sure you're comping out what you got. Next one is a pair of Nobles. If you're not a shoe seller, you might not have heard this brand, but if you also you probably have heard of it just from YouTube, and it's been around for a few years now in the thrift stores. So this ended up selling for $39 plus shipping. I listed these with the Twisted X boots that sold. Listed them at the same time, so over the weekend. Ended up selling within 24 hours. Just took an offer on it because I just wanted to get them out. So Noble, really good brand. They make a lot of CrossFit trainer shoes and stuff like that. And I believe they started making some running shoes the past couple of years. But it's a newer brand. Definitely not as common in the thrift stores, but it is starting to become more common as time goes on. So be on the lookout for it. Almost everything they have is really good to sell. In fact, I think everything they make is good to sell as long as the condition is good. Next is a Carhartt vest. This was like a synthetic material vest, had some flaws, size medium. I just looked up this number down here while I was in the store, saw they were going for a pretty decent amount of money. I think I paid up on this one at like 15 bucks, but ended up selling within, I think, like 48 hours for $43.99 plus shipping. So everyone knows Carhartt. These that number there is in fact a style number. So if you're ever unsure about the value of a Carhartt piece you're looking at, you can always just look up these numbers and sort of see what they're going for. Another Peter Millar quarter zip, ended up selling it for $38.86. Same deal, polyester spandex. This one was actually listed for only 2 weeks, so price a little lower than that other one, and it moved, way quicker. Moved in 2 weeks instead of 6 months. So just make sure you're pricing your items right. With these items, since we're moving into summer, price them on the lower side since they're wintry items. So just get them out before it's too late to get them out. Next is a Grayson new with defects quarter zip or half zip. We sold a new with tags one the last video, I believe. And so this one was new with defects, and so it went for a little less money. But we ended up getting them at the same store, a Thrift Giant. I don't remember which one, but a Thrift Giant. I think we paid like $10 and $15 for them each. One was 10, one was 15. Sorry about that. One was 10, one was 15. And so this one sold within 2 weeks for $42 plus shipping. Next item is a red Vanley. Oh, Unknown Grayson, if you are new to the channel and you haven't heard this brand, it's mostly a golf brand. This is the logo, sorry. Not a really out there logo, but it is super good across the board. We do sell a lot of their winter stuff, but mostly polos. So you'll find this brand in polos mostly. Tag looks a little bit different than this, but it's very similar at the same time. So just be on the lookout for Grayson. It's going down in value slowly. I would assume next summer, not this summer, but the next summer, it will probably be pretty cheap on the resale value, but their winter stuff will probably still be super good going for the next few years. Next one is red Vanley. Not a super common brand. I've had this shirt for a while, and I was going to keep it. I think this was also in the last video because I had 3 of these, and I ended up listing them. I put them in my closet because I was going to keep 3 of them that I found out of this wholesale lot deal. Or it was just in a thrift store, and there was like 20 of them all new with tags, bought them all, and I kept a few of the smalls, and I ended up never wearing any of the 3. So I ended up pulling them from my closet and listing them, and I think this is the last one that I have that I needed to sell, and so this one ended up selling for best offer of $36.64 plus shipping, so 15% off of the ask price. And yeah, just happy to get it moved. Sold in a month and a half, around month and a week, month and a half. Not a bad sale at all. All the other ones that I bought in that lot, I got in the last summer, and they all sold within like a week or 2. So super good brand. And then we actually just listed a red Vanley quarter zip today, I believe. And that was in one of our live shows. So I'm interested to see how much the winter stuff goes for. Listed at $40, so we'll see what it does. It has a stain on the front, but I'm sure it'll pop up here soon in one of these what sold videos. Last item is a Roan hoodie. Roan's a super good brand. They make a lot of polos, hoodies, pants, shorts, just basically every category. I believe it's more of a golf brand than anything, or just an athletic brand in general. And so yeah, Roan picked this up 2 to 3 weeks ago, or listed it 2 to 3 weeks ago, and it ended up selling for the full ask price of $35.99. And yeah, this is actually not as rare as it used to be this year. It's actually popping up a lot more for us, so I'm sure you guys will be able to find this one in your thrift store. But anyways, yeah, sorry about me being a little bit under the weather. If it's kind of harder to hear me today, it's really tough to talk right now, but glad you guys could stop by and check out sort of what's going on with the good selling items right now. I hope this video helped you in some way. Maybe see some brands you haven't seen before, or maybe just re-up your knowledge on what's selling well right now. So I will see you guys in the next video. I believe we're going to do now just Tuesdays and probably Thursdays. We'll launch videos, just 2 a week. I was planning on doing 3 a week, but honestly, with how much is going on with eBay and other things in our life right now, I probably only have time to devote for 2 videos a week. So Tuesday is going to be the what solds now, and then Thursdays will probably be just us going out and thrifting or something like that down the road. So stay tuned for those things, and I will see you guys in the next video.